Hey YouTubers, RCMIKE back with you with the 1/16 Gravedigger. Here we are taking the tires and wheels off. We're taking the car apart to add the four-wheel drive mechanism to make it four-wheel drive. Here we are taking the bumper off. We're gonna fly through this part of it. If you guys want to see something more in detail, give us a comment and we can try to explain something a little better. But here we are just taking the whole front end apart to get that drive line in. Right there is the bulkhead where the center differential goes, or the front differential. Those are the two large bearings that I've just put in. Right there you can see the differential and the ring gear. In the bulkhead, the pinion gear is installed with the two bearings. Those are all parts you need to do this build. Also, you want to add a little grease inside there to keep things flowing nicely, and put that back together, making sure your differential is on the right side or the correct side, because if you get that wrong and you put it on the other side, the front tires will turn one way and the back tires will turn the other. So you want to make sure that you get that in right. Right there is the bottom skid plate, and I'm putting together the center drive line, or the front drive line that goes to the front differential. That's the little short tiny drive line that comes in the bag. The long one that comes with it you won't need. Those little yokes are a little difficult to put together, but you kind of have to bend the arms. There you can see the center drive line installed to the front differential. Also making sure that you're not over tightening these screws that go into that plastic bulkhead. I use a drill on a lot of these screws, but I'm also very careful not to over tighten them. If you do strip out one of these screws, it's extremely difficult to repair. So you want to take great care in tightening these screws. There's the center skid plate that has numerous screws that all have to be tightened up. There you can see I put them in with a drill, but I also tightened them by hand. And then the suspension parts go back on with the front skid plate, and you want to be also careful with those pieces too. Those can be stripped out easily. There's the suspension arms going back on, and then the front body mount that goes back on, and then after that will be the bumper and also the front drive lines. After you've put a couple of those drive lines together, it becomes a little more easy, but the first couple are extremely tough. Those little balls that go inside that universal joint you have to hold on to real tight, and then kind of bend those ears on that universal axle to get them in. They're not the funnest thing to do, but like I say, after you've done a couple of them, they tend to get easier. That screw right there is taking out the pillow ball that takes the front hub carrier off, so you can get that drive axle in there, and that'll give us our four-wheel drive that we need. And then we'll put the wheels on, and here you see the last axle going in, adjusting those pillow balls, making sure everything's in there nice, and getting the wheels back on. And that will conclude our build for putting that together. And that right there concludes our modification with the four-wheel drive build. we've got the axle in through here and the drive axle's in, so now to spin the rear wheels, we've got the front tires turning also, so we've got a four-wheel drive Gravedigger with a little wheelie bar, so we can do wheelies, and hopefully it will run a little better than stock. So anyway, stick around and you'll see it run soon. Thanks.